Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for being here today. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Freedom Flower. My channel consists of a ton of different random things. I do from vegan cooking all the way to yoga to metaphysical things. I'm going to be filming an astrology video today. I haven't done any astrology. Basically, there's like this new show that just came out that everyone's raving over. I'm literally obsessed. Usually I don't get like super into shows like this, but I don't know, I like couldn't help but connect to like every single one of the characters. And I started thinking about it and I'm like, I wonder what it would be like to do a video on like basically talking about and guessing, you know, their zodiac signs, like each of the characters. I'm huge into astrology. If you don't know already, my sun sign is Leo. I'm happy that they made a show that's like relatable, like more relatable to today's millennials and teens. This show though, like it gets down to the grimy, dirty details. It shows every little aspect of things that usually do happen with today's teens. So the first character I want to start with is Rue. She's just quite the character, you guys. She is the main character and she's like an addict who's like sort of on the road to recovering, but like, you know, sort of back and forth with that whole thing, and her life is just a big mess.
Madness, I say!
Basically, she meets this character who completely changes her life around, makes her want to be like the best version of herself, and it's just great. I was stuck in between a few zodiac signs, but I really think that Rue is a Virgo. I have a little sister who's a Virgo, and I have like a Virgo stellium in my birth chart. And I don't know, just so many aspects of Rue's personality just screams Virgo to me. Virgos can be like extremely shy, but they can also be outgoing. It just depends on the Virgo themselves. They're very humble. They're known to protect everyone who is dearest to them. Virgo is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love. When it comes to Virgos, they just want to love and be loved. When they are set on a person, they're like, they get almost like this infatuation, and that's what I see with Rue when it comes to Jewel. But I seriously see Rue as a Virgo. She just has such Virgo energy. They are very like detail oriented, and if you have seen any of the episodes, you know, Rue can be like, she notices everything. She's very quiet and like observant, but she notices every little thing and she likes to put details together and come up with solutions, things like that. Like, she is a Virgo. Okay, so next up, the character I'm going to be talking about is Jules. Now, before I say anything more, Jules is my all-time favorite character. I just can't get enough of her. She's sort of like not predictable at all. Honestly, she comes off as an Aquarius to me. Straight Aquarius. Like, her style, I almost wanted to say Sagittarius before, bear with me, but like I seriously was getting Sag vibes from her. It's not that she wants to only think about herself, she's more so just extremely detached, and that's where the whole Aquarius thing came into me. Not only was her style different, she's eccentric, she's super flamboyant, and she's extremely just like different. She's one of those people that loves, and she definitely has emotions and can care for other people, but she like more so just sort of tucks that away and only focuses on like herself. It's not that she's selfish, because Aquarians aren't selfish, they're just super like, I don't know, they're cold, they're just detached. Another main thing about Jules that I realized like definitely gave off Aquarian to me is because they really don't like to compromise their freedom for anyone. Like, if she were put in a situation that she felt was just going to take away her freedom, she just would not go for it. She is all about freedom. She loves doing what she wants to do. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to go with Aquarius for Jules. Okay, so next up, I'm going to talk about Leslie, which is Rue's mom. I don't know what it is, but I just get straight Leo from her. I'm a Leo, and I'm not like extremely similar to her in a lot of the aspects like from the show, but in general, like just the way she carries herself, her demeanor, she's just super outspoken, she's super like loving and caring, and all she wants is the best for Rue. Her mom is like a survivor. She like does everything for her girls. She makes sure that they have everything they need. She makes sure that they're taken care of. She's definitely extremely dramatic, and I feel like she sort of aids in Rue's like whole addiction thing, because I feel like she doesn't really take herself outside of her own perspective, and she only focuses on like, oh, I just want you to get better. You know, she doesn't realize that half of the time she's the problem with Rue's, you know, underlying drug issue or whatever. So yeah, I definitely feel like she's a Leo. Okay, so next I'm going to be talking about Rue's sister, Gia. I'm just gonna come out with it and say I think she is a Gemini. You don't really get that many scenes with her, but if you notice, you know, she's super nosy, which is a typical Gemini thing. She's always like peeking around corners, listening, you know, listening in on Rue's life. Rue doesn't realize how much of an influence she actually has on Gia, because Gia sees everything she's doing. She's super adaptable and social. Like, if you notice in every like episode where she's included, She's always like, Rue always catches her at some party. She's always like social. She's always talking to friends. Not only that, she when I say adaptable, I say this because you can't tell yet because they don't give too much detail on it, but she doesn't really like let her surroundings like, you know, tear her down, sort of how Rue was affected at a young age and became an addict, whereas Gia sort of just goes with the flow. You know, she's literally seen her sister overdose and continue to sort of adapt to everything around her. Geminis are really good at that. They can be in super chaotic situations and somehow they always still find a way to, you know, just become a part of their environment. She's just a super witty person too, if you notice. Like when her and Rue have good moments, they're, you know, they're joking around together, they're having a great time, and her personality just screams Gemini to me. Okay, so the next character I actually want to talk about is Fez. Fez, if you don't know who he is in the series, he happens to be the local drug dealer. I don't think he actually graduated high school is what they're trying to depict. He is, I believe, 21 years old. You know, he lives with his little brother and his grandma. His grandma's on a hospital bed, yada, yada, yada. Basically, he screams Taurus to me. The thing that got me the most is how he is extremely stoic and he's extremely practical and he's just like about his business. It pretty much seems like he's super family oriented. Like the whole drug dealing thing, honestly, my view on the aspect of that is that I think he does it to take care of his family and to take care of his grandma who's in the hospital bed. And I think that's just pretty much the whole reasoning behind it. They haven't given like Fez his own episode yet, but I think that that's what they're planning on doing around season 2. Another character that I want to throw in there but I don't want to leave out is Ashtray. He barely gets like any scenes at all. The few scenes he does get though, he comes off really Capricorn to me. And I know that sounds funny because it's like, how can you really tell? But what I get from him is really that he's like straight to the point. He's really blunt and all about money. And so I don't know, I guess those are a few aspects that make me feel he's Capricorn. Can't really be 100% sure because I don't see a lot of him, but yeah. So the next character I'm going to be talking about is Lexi. If you guys don't remember Lexi, Lexi is the older sister to Cassie. Lexi is Rue's like best friend since childhood. They literally grew up and did everything together, but eventually sort of drifted apart because of Rue's drug addiction, I'm guessing. But Lexi, I don't know, we don't see too much of her, but I think that she's a Cancer. Lexi's sort of like the quiet little virgin who's never been with anyone and like literally I don't think has ever been dated a guy. Like when it came to the Halloween party scene, like she literally dressed up as like Bob Ross and had like on this afro with like a beard and stuff. Like she's just one of those friends that are like super modest and motherly. And when it came to situations that they were in at parties, you know, like there was a situation where McKay came and Cassie was like with another guy, and immediately her instinct was to protect her sister and make up a lie to get McKay to go away. She seems sensitive and comes off quiet and sensitive, and she's also very compassionate when it comes to friends and family. The thing with Lexi is she's extremely loyal. Like the first scene, you know, Rue comes back from trying to get clean and comes back from rehab. She needs pee without drugs in it, and the first thing she does is goes to Lexi. You know, her and Rue haven't spoken in ages, and like she was just right on board with helping her, even though she knew that like helping her was secretly sort of detrimental to her health. She's still that friend that's like always gonna be there and do what she has to just because she loves her friend. The next person I'm talking about is Cassie, which Cassie is Lexi's little sister. She's the one who's dating McKay, and she's the one who has like, you know, the whole issue going on with like the pregnancy. She has this whole escapism thing to her, which not all Pisces are like this, but like when it comes to love or having love issues, she has daddy issues, and I feel like she looks for that through escapism, through men. Like she tries to find love through men. She's also extremely impressionable, which most Pisces are, and she's super loving. Like she just wants love. She's extremely sensitive. She's very quiet and standoffish. She only lets people who she trusts get to know her. She's very romantic. Like I feel like she's constantly looking for romance and love. It's just all sort of based on love. Pisces are very loving creatures, but yeah, I totally think Cassie is a Pisces. Okay, so next up I'm going to be talking about Maddie. A lot of us love Maddie. She is, if you don't know, the one with Nate, which Nate is the psycho sociopath. They're sort of like a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing, but super toxic. All in all, I don't know. I really think that Maddie comes off as a Sag. Reason being is she's super adventurous. She's all about herself. She's super self-absorbed. She's just like extremely overly confident, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's totally nothing wrong with being overconfident. I don't know, Maddie is super Sag to me. Like she's just like out there, bold, not afraid to be herself. She sort of like makes the best out of every situation. You know, she's in the situation where she finds like obviously a bunch of her boyfriend's phone, and she's like, what the heck, but then she explains to her boyfriend, like, sexuality is a spectrum, like, you're okay. Sages can literally be extremely careless, and if you notice in a lot of situations, she comes in, like, when her and Nate are trying to make each other jealous, she's, like, just extremely careless about it, and, like, does anything she can, catches attention. I don't know, their relationship is just so toxic and back and forth, and it's just insane. I love Maddie. Okay, so the next character I'm going to be talking about is Kat. I freaking love Kat. A lot of people love Kat. Kat is such a hard one. There are like 3 zodiac signs that I could not choose between. Like, I think it was Cancer, Taurus, and Scorpio. And like, I ended up just going with Scorpio. I feel like she's like in this place where like she wants to be loved but doesn't think she can be loved, so she's sort of like having sex with all these guys and like trying to find love, when in all reality there's like a person right there who's like deeply in love with her and like infatuated by her and wants to be with her. I don't know, Scorpios are like super bold and have that like confidence to them. Like, she may be a bit insecure, but at the same time she's super confident. She is like not afraid to be herself. Her whole look screams Scorpio to me. Like, when she switches over to her actual personality and like who she thinks she really is on the inside, she just gives off such Scorpio vibes. Not only that, but she's like super secretive, like Scorpios can be. She's like out there, but not out there, if you know what I mean. Scorpios have that like mystery to them where they're like, oh, this is who I am, I'm gonna project it on the outside. Like, I have so much more in depth to me that you don't know, and I'm not gonna show that side to you. Like, they're bold, but they're still super secretive and have a side to them that most people don't know about. So yeah, I definitely think Kat is a Scorpio. Next up, I'm going to be talking about Nate, which I was talking about before when I was talking about Maddie, but Nate is the Clyde to the Bonnie and Clyde duo. He's super toxic. He literally comes off as a psychotic narcissist. He's very manipulative. He's the one who like takes Jules' nudes and then like holds them for ransom. I think he's a Scorpio. My mom is a Scorpio. Scorpios can be so loving, but they can be so detached at the same time. So next up, I want to talk about McKay. Like, if you guys don't know who McKay is, he is the football player, the super macho man of the group. He is Cassie's like lover, I guess. They don't actually ever define the relationship. He comes off as a Pisces male to me. It's funny because I say Cassie is a Pisces and now I'm saying he is, and they both seem like Pisces to me. If you were to like sort of like compare the two, if you notice emotion-wise, they're both like so similar. He's like looking for love. He tries to defend her, and like he just can't see any wrong in her and doesn't want to see any wrong in her, and he loves the way she makes him feel. And that's the thing too, is he's super loyal when it comes to that sort of thing. Like, he is only sleeping with Cassie. He's like only worried about Cassie, even though they're like not dating. It's just a mess. But I definitely think that McKay is a Pisces male. He's awesome and he's really like in love with her. Okay, so the last character I'm going to be talking about today is Cal, Nate's dad. Cal is literally just like the worst kind of human. You know, like he owns so much of the town, but he has like this huge image, and his whole image is based on the town. You know, he's at the carnival serving up food and stuff like that. Like, he's super family oriented and he's super protective about his image, but then, you know, behind closed doors, he's like having sex with like trans teenagers, and he's like probably like late 30s or something. And Jules is 17, you know, she's a high school student with like Rue, and she goes to school with Cal's son, Nate. And so it's like, I don't know. For me, I got Capricorn. He's super work oriented. You can tell that he's one of those men who is super about like getting money and like working hard and building this like strong foundation and image. They're super manipulative, but they're super goal oriented. I love Capricorns. I'm a Capricorn rising. If you notice, like in the beginning episodes, Nate's always home alone. His dad's like never there. He's constantly working. He's a businessman. From what they've shown so far, he's the one who created Nate's issues, in my opinion. I need to know more about his character. I want to know his backstory because I want to know why he is the way he is and why he won't just like be open about his sexuality. If I had to give this look a name, I'd call it like Celestial Moon or something, because it's just like a glowing goddess. I really love it. But I wanted to do something Euphoria themed. If you notice, Jules' makeup literally looks like abstract art on her face, and I'm like, I freaking love that. Alright, you guys, so that's pretty much it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and of course hit the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so that you can get updates every time I upload a video. Also, I really want to know your guys' opinions on like the characters in their zodiacs. Like, leave down below who you think is what. Tell me if you think I was wrong or if you have a different opinion. Just leave it down below because I really want to see your guys' opinions on like the aspects of their personalities and like what they might be as zodiac sign. Anyways, this video was so much fun to make. I'm definitely going to be adding more astrology into my videos. I really want to break down like the whole zodiac for you guys, and I want to break down aspects, you know, like houses, muted signs, fixed signs, cardinal signs, all of the aspects of the zodiac. So there will be more zodiac videos to come and astrology. I'm super stoked to be creating again. But anyways, I love you guys. Thank you.